my name is Jane. I'm an architect, event and spatial designer, founder of a travel brand, and above all, a girl head over heels in love with the world. And welcome to yet another travel vlog. This time we're doing Albania. The main reason for this video is to answer the question, is Albania the new eat destination of Europe? We came here for 2 days, took a car, drew a route on the map, and decided to make a little exploration to answer that exact question. Here is a 10 must things to do in Albania to make yourself feel like you've actually explored enough of the country and experienced the best that the country has to offer. Number 1, sea and the hidden beaches of Albania. Number 2, the Albanian Alps. Number 3, the Ottoman heritage of the country. Next one, the country's communist regime heritage. 5, Albania's complicated religious history and different places of worship. Next one, Albania's coffee culture. Albania's modern day history, the urban development, the culture and the hipster places of Tirana of today. The nature of Albania beyond the Albanian Alps and the sea. Albania's agritourism trend. And because we're here only for 2 days, it seemed impossible to actually get to explore all of it. So we decided to focus on a few things. We skipped the Alps and the sea just because it's such a huge trip in itself, just to see one of each. We focused on Albanian nature beyond the Alps and beyond the sea. Like, look at this. This is also pretty impressive. We want to also experience the agritourism, the coffee culture, some bits of religion and places of worship, the Ottoman history, the modern day history, and generally just drive around and see the crafts of the country, the soul of the country, how the Albanians live outside of the big cities. And that's why also most part of our journey is going to be a road trip where we just drive through beautiful roads, through countryside and see the normal life of Albanians, try their food and try to experience as much of their culture as possible. So we're finally here, we've arrived to Albania and it's sunny and there are palm trees and it's much warmer and there are mountains, so all is good, except I'm super mad at past me for making stupid decisions, because when you book a flight and you book a flight for 6:30 in the morning, you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is a great idea.
Well done.
Because I have a whole day that I get to spend in the city I'm going to. In reality what happens is that you have to wake up at 3 a.m. with 2, maybe 4 hours, best case scenario, of sleep. Spend the day being super foggy and confused and lost in the space. So that's the reality. And just walking around the city asking yourself the same question, what was I thinking?
I just want to go to sleep.
Hopefully never again, but we'll see what future Jane will decide is a good idea. In any case, I'm trying to switch my mood around. We're gonna get a coffee, get fully awake and start enjoying our trip. So, we've just arrived to the Blerina's agrofarm and the room is beautiful and the whole building is restored in an amazing way. It's also colorful, it's so authentic and yet it's very sleek and modern. So we're just having our little coffee and hitting the road. Throughout these 2 days, we have driven about 500 kilometers and passed by beautiful mountain views, natural parks, little villages. This was a huge part of our time in this country, but we did not regret it, not even for a second. First, we headed south, past Berat and into the mountains. We made sure to stop to enjoy the view and spot the little villages and local life. next day we also drove north. We didn't end up going quite as north as the beautiful, huge mountain ranges, but we did go to Bavila Reservoir. Driving in Tirana in a nutshell is you go places and you never actually know how long it will take, but also when you drive there might be the road just closed, and is this road actually closed because the government is doing some works or just someone decided to put a tractor there? You don't know, you never know, but there will always be chickens around.
Sounds good.
Another point in driving through Albania about Albanian coffee culture. The amount of coffee shops per person.
In 300 meters, turn right.
You can notice how true this is, because wherever you are, you could be deep in the countryside and there are literally more animals than people, there will be a coffee shop.
Coffee, coffee, coffee. Right.
If it's a bigger city, you just come to a little busier street and there will be 3 coffee shops, 4 coffee shops, 5 coffee shops, and there are always people there. It's just pretty incredible actually. When I started doing my research about Albania, I noticed that there are a lot of agrofarms, and actually no wonder, because a significant amount of population in the country is still in agriculture. What's cool about it is that a significant amount of creative people decided to take that aspect and turn it into a tourist destination. With places like this one, when they restored everything to look very authentic, they promote the slow food movement, they promote the local food movement, and take something that's so deeply weaved into the culture and make it into country's selling point. Naturally, we just had to stay in one of those agro-farms and had to have lunch there. After checking in and getting that very much needed cup of coffee, I got to sit with Blerina, the agri-farm's founder and the soul of the place, to pick her brain about the agritourism trend in Albania and her story.
We wanted to grow vegetables, good quality, like only seasonal, natural and organic. And that's how it started, with a greenhouse. Step by step, we started to gather people for education in the beginning of children, where kids could come, get familiar with the agriculture and with the cooking, healthy cooking procedures, and eat together. Everything came step by step. Afterwards, we built a restaurant to offer what we had in the green gardens. And then we thought to have also accommodation so that people could enjoy more the village life, but in the best way of it. Village life in Albania, it's not a very easy life, and we wanted to promote the best village life that people now really lack, like the coming closer to nature, the slow life, the good food, and the quietness, and the quiet, healthy sleep. Fortunately, it is a trend, because Albania is really beautiful and it has really nice food, and our traditions are also interesting, and we are very welcoming and friendly people, especially to the guests or to foreigners. So I think that this is a very good way to give some power to the women of the rural areas and to poor families.
And with that thought in mind, we drove even further into the countryside to check out the exact kind of agro-farm that Blerina was mentioning. We've been driving for the most part of the day today and didn't regret it even for a second. We got to see the real Albania, we got to see the rural parts, little villages, the beautiful scenery, including of course the mountains. And the cherry on top of this long drive was us coming to yet another agro-farm. This one much less fancy, much more rural, and this is also a winery, and we came here to sit outside with a mountain view and have their set menu with all the local produce grown right here, and the local wine also grown and made right here. And honestly, this was one of the coolest experiences ever.
reinforce the community, how to contribute to the community. For example, we employ only people from a local area. I am very much interested in giving the chance to women to work with us, to get qualified and get even better earnings for themselves, because Albania is really opening up, and it's a very good chance for us to show our potential. And we are a very small point in the whole Albania, but that could give a good image of our country regarding our tradition, our identity, our food, our soul, you know. My favorite place is the restaurant right now, where I want to do nice things with the kitchen, new opportunities that now the culinary gives to you, and to offer a new next level in the kitchen for Albania.
I genuinely find this movement to be incredible because it's a win-win situation where it allows people to get a very unique insight into the country's culture while also helping develop the rural areas of the country. It's better for the environment, it's better for our health, because it all promotes the locally sourced, locally grown produce and very locally specific way of life.
That's pretty cool.
Berat is a small city in central Albania, and it's mostly famous for its characteristic white houses. And these are not just any white houses, this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as it's one of the rare examples of an architectural character typical of the Ottoman period. Berat is also a great example of the complex religious history of the country, as it bears witness to the coexistence of various religious and cultural communities down the centuries. And on top of that, it is also a perfect place to get introduced to the Albanian coffee culture, as there are 654 coffee houses per 100,000 inhabitants in Albania. Just think of that, making it the world's leader in the amount of coffee spots to inhabitants. So, you know, we of course had to check out one of the coffee houses before we left for Tirana.
He drinks a lot of coffee. It's all good.
We started our acquaintance with Albania's capital by going for dinner to Muliju, which is a fine dining restaurant, one of those amazing new places that popped up in the last few years and introduced the vibrant food scene to Tirana. And we absolutely loved all the twists on traditional Albanian cuisine, the atmosphere and the authentic traditional design of the place. The only comment is that the service that night was absolutely horrible, but even then we'd still recommend visiting this place and we still come back and try something else. It also is included in World's 50 Best, and definitely for a good reason.
Did you drink it?
Yeah, it's kind of like, what's it called?
Mousse?
Like not a mousse, but like I think you drink in post-Soviet kindergarten. Sour berries, so there's melted ice cream. It's kind of like milkshake. Drinking milkshake, but then there is some sort of a juice in it, but not like in a normal milkshake. I don't know how to explain that, but it's kind of good. I'd recommend it. We're just driving through the night Tirana and trying to figure out what does the city look like. And for now, it kind of feels like the combination of a typical post-Soviet neighborhood that met Las Vegas Strip, that met, what else would you say it is? Yeah, road. And then there are also palm trees and some like sculptural lighting. So that's that, if you can picture that. And so we of course went to explore Tirana in the daylight. We wanted to see the traces of the communist rule, the bunkers, the theater, the pyramid, National Historical Museum, and also modern-day Tirana with its galleries, cafes and urban regenerations. The central square is basically thousands of years of history of Albania in a nutshell. Here you have the Orthodox Church from the Byzantine period. Then you have the mosque from the Ottoman period. The name of the square is Skanderberger Square, and then there's a huge statue of the Skanderberger, who was basically a very important figure in Albanian history because he was the one who freed Albania from the Ottoman Empire for, I think it was like around 24 years. And he was the one who like established the feeling of who Albanians are, the feeling of a nation for Albanians. It's actually even more impressive because when he did that, it was during the time when Ottomans were at the peak of their power. And then you see the very communist architecture, the opera and the National Museum, which is basically from the long communist regime, which was there from around 1940s. They had a famous dictator Enver Hoxha, and he was like a true communist, so much so that he was known to, in a post-Stalin period, he was known to kind of blame the USSR for not being communist enough, and then they also had ties with China as well. And in the background you see different like proper Albanian blocks of flats, and then you see some of the skyscrapers which are in the process of being built. Love the places like this when traveling because you just stand in one spot, you look around and you see so many years of the history of one nation just gathered together in one spot. It's like absolutely fascinating. I wouldn't say it's that fun to just go and chill there. It just, if you know the history and you know where to look, just to stand there for a bit and acknowledge that, yeah, that's actually the whole huge journey that the country and the nation's been through, which is pretty cool. And now we're going to see the pyramid, which you already see, which was the place that the Albanian dictator made them build, basically. It's like a burial spot of the dictator. I actually don't think that he's buried there. I need to refresh my Albanian history. But what's cool is that this is like a perfect spot that shows the clash and in a way the unity between the Albania of the 20th century and the Albania of today, because they restored it in a really pretty way. We're gonna go and check it out. And they built some co-working, restaurants, cafes, coffee spots, modern day ones on the inside. So you see the clash from where Albania wants to go and where it's been just super recently, because the regime lasted until, I think it was the 90s, like early 90s, when Albania basically became a democratic country, and now they're even got pre-approved to be a part of the EU. I think it was 2020 or something. Anyways, so they're really trying to do all the urban generation, all the economic developments, and yeah, in the meantime, just very cool to go and see the place where the previous period of the country and the period where the country is right now, they like clash together.
And so after exploring the main square and seeing the communist heritage and also seeing the famous pyramid and the modern day regeneration of Tirana, we also wanted to get a little bit of a sense of Albanian craftsmanship, and so we went to the central bazaar. And to finish off the walk in Tirana, we went into the mosque and saw the city from above.
The city is very diverse, has lots of really pretty bits and pieces. It doesn't like have a uniform image, but as a rule of thumb, if a city has a mountain, it's gonna save any view.
Moving on.
Let's get ready for our second day in Albania. We have a really nice breakfast planned. We're right here at the Blerina agrofarm, and then we're gonna drive to the reservoir, a little hike, and get a snack at the hotel right there in the natural reserve. Agritourism means you get the freshly baked local pancake kind of things. You get all the seeds, the local yogurt, you get the local cheese and the eggs from the farm. Just had an amazing breakfast and are going to drive to Bavila Reservoir. It's supposed to be really pretty, so we're hoping we're gonna We're gonna make it there until the rain starts, and actually we'll manage to do our little hike.
Since we were limited in time, we decided to skip the mountains and the sea for now, as it will probably take us the whole 2 days just to explore each. So instead, we decided to go to one of the most beautiful places in the whole country, which also happens to be in the close proximity to Tirana. This place is called Bavilo Reservoir.
After having our little hike, we just got so hungry, we decided to go into this beautiful restaurant with this view for a little snack. And we decided to just go for some potatoes and like a garden salad. And the cool thing was that when we asked for like any sauce to go for like potatoes or a salad, their default one was tzatziki. But because we don't like the onion or garlic, they were just like, okay, we're just gonna do something and just like whip some yogurt with like oil and like some herbs, which is like a cool thing because usually you just get like a ketchup or something. And I tried like a salad, which is like a nice traditional drink, which kind of reminds me of chai latte, but it's like really good for you and it's full of vitamins and stuff. So yeah, so there's like our little snack, traditional snack. And that concludes our trip. We are going to the car and driving to the airport and flying back to London. Thank you, Albania, for those 2 amazing days. If someone comes to visit Albania and only has very limited amount of time, what would you say is like the must place to see in the country, like the must experience to get in the country?
I think that everybody should see a little bit of north, a little bit of middle, and a little bit of south. You can see Albania in very quick time, but you'll see really different realities, different landscapes, different climates, and that is, I think, very, very beautiful.